Now on CoastTV News.
New commissioners, same problems. 2 Rehoboth commissioners sworn in, the challenges they'll face in their new positions. Fueling development, DelDOT's traffic funding paves the way for new Royal Farms in Milton. And the Delaware Veterans Stand Down Expo, how this annual event helps hundreds of veterans.
And a nice summer feel today. Temperatures well into the 80s, and then a cold front moves through, cooling us down into the weekend as summer comes to an end. More on the weekend forecast and what to expect for the start to fall coming up.
This is CoastTV News at 5.
On the edge of their seats, waiting for the new commissioners to be sworn in. Good evening, I'm Charlie Sakaitis. We begin tonight with the nation's summer capital officially filling 2 commissioners' seats. In August, the people of Rehoboth Beach elected Susan Stewart and Chris Galanty as the city's new commissioners. Today, they were sworn in. CoastTV News reporter Brandon Ferguson is live in Rehoboth Beach. Brandon, the new commissioners addressed multiple problems in the city.
Charlie, the city hall behind me was packed earlier today. Everyone anticipating Susan Stewart and Chris Galanty being sworn in as new Rehoboth Beach commissioners. But before they did get sworn in, CoastTV asked them what they will bring to the city as new commissioners.
So help me God. Thank you.
So help me God.
Chris Galanty and Susan Stewart are officially Rehoboth Beach commissioners.
I'm feeling excited, ready to get to work.
I'm full of excitement. I'm ready to hit the ground running.
Galanty is looking forward to using his own life experience to help him in this new role.
I think the skills that I bring to the position, being an urban planner, a community activist, businessman, are a complementary set of skills that will be very value add to the Board of Commissioners.
Stewart, a lawyer and a member of the Planning Commission, says she knows what the city needs.
I have a really deep understanding of building and licensing and some of the challenges faced by developers and the city.
Neither commissioners would comment about the ongoing lawsuit involving city manager Taylor Tedder's hiring process, citing the active lawsuit, but said this on how to avoid similar situations moving forward.
We should not be doing deals behind closed doors.
The answer to how you don't violate FOIA is you don't violate FOIA. I think Taylor Tedder's doing a spectacular job, and I think it's critical for us as a city to get behind him so this investment we made can pay off.
Diana Agaya is new to Sussex County and says parking has been a problem for her every time she's been to Rehoboth.
We have to park very, very, very far away and then walk.
Which is just one of a number of problems Galanty recognizes.
In addition, there are issues with maximizing our infrastructure opportunities for additional parking.
From the freedom of information to foot traffic to parking, the road ahead may be bumpy, but Rehoboth's new leaders say they're ready to drive change. According to the city's website, Galanty and Stewart will now hold a 3-year term here as Rehoboth Beach commissioners, and Susan Stewart telling us earlier she's eager to become a commissioner to help solve some of the divisiveness here in the city. Live in Rehoboth Beach, Brandon Ferguson, CoastTV News.
Thank you, Brandon. Back in May of last year, Rehoboth Beach commissioners appointed Taylor Tedder as the new city manager. The controversy wasn't about the man, but about the process and the price tag. Tedder was awarded a $250,000 annual salary, $50,000 in moving expenses, and a $750,000 loan that will be forgiven if he stays for 7 years. That was for a home. In June 2024, the Delaware Department of Justice said the city violated the Freedom of Information Act by discussing the contract in an executive session. Still, commissioners unanimously upheld the package. A lawsuit was later filed claiming the hiring process violated the city's charter. Delaware's Chancery Court ruled that those claims would move forward while the FOIA claims would not. And this brings us to our CoastTV poll. We want to know, what do you think the biggest issue in Rehoboth Beach is? Let's take a look at the results so far. And here is what we've got at this moment. 25% saying government transparency, 60% saying parking, just 3% environment, and 12% cost of living. Now, if you haven't voted yet, if you want to, these numbers may change through the night. You can go do that at coasttv.com or use our mobile app. A new Royal Farms will be built in Milton across from the newly built McDonald's. Coast TV News reporter Emma Aiken is there live. Emma, the project just crossed a huge milestone.
Charlie, I'm here right across the street from where that new Royal Farms will be built. It's behind these cars. It's about 2 acres of land under those trees over there. And this is right near the intersection of Route 16 and Union Street Extended. As we said, it's right near that recently built McDonald's here in Milton. And DelDOT just gave $1.8 million to Royal Farms to start traffic improvements right here. On your screen now is a look from our drone at where this Royal Farms will be built. The money given to the store is part of DelDOT's Transportation Infrastructure Improvement Fund, and the decision was voted on unanimously at their meeting Wednesday. The improvements here include things like new turn lanes, a new signal, a crosswalk, and stormwater management. Some locals we spoke with say the area is just getting too crowded.
I'm worried about the traffic, and I think we're close to the other Royal Farms, and we already have a gas station here.
Multiple people we spoke with here today mentioned the gas station already here in Milton, the Quick Stop just up the street, either saying they think this Royal Farms would hurt the Quick Stop's business or provide the gas station some much needed relief. Reporting in Milton, Emma Aiken, Coast TV News.
Thank you, Emma. Veterans across Delaware gathered today to get support, resources, and connection. The annual Stand Down Expo returned to Dover's Shoup Park for its 18th year. It helps hundreds of veterans access services they might not have even known were available. More than 100 state, local, and federal organizations were on hand, offering housing, medical care, VA benefits assistance, legal aid, and more. Officials say connecting veterans to the benefits they deserve, it's one way to give back to those who served.
We bring as many veterans as we can locate and reach by emails, texts, whatever, flyers, and bring them to one central location so that they can achieve any problem they may run into.
This event is coming back to Dover next year, and it's scheduled for September 18th, 2026. Now let's take a live look into Dover as we get ready for some weekend weather with our First Alert meteorologist, Bob Trihey.
Hey, good evening, Charlie. And yeah, this is the last weekend of summer coming up. And today, boy, did it ever feel like summer. Mid to upper 80s for highs, inland areas. Still 86 in Georgetown, 87 in Millsboro. Willard, you're at 89. A little cooler at the beaches, 75 in Ocean City and up to Rehoboth as well. As the humidity is starting to creep up, the dew points in the 50s and 60s. That's ahead of a cold front. It feels like temperatures in the mid to upper 80s, even feeling like 90 right now in Redden. As the winds are starting to come out of the south, that's ahead of a cold front. It's going to be a dry frontal passage for us as we're looking at clear skies. A beautiful Friday evening on the way. There's that front. The only moisture is showers along it back through Pennsylvania and West Virginia. But for us, as it moves through, it'll be dry. Just a wind shift later this evening. So here's Futurecast this evening at 6. We're into the low 80s, even mid 70s at the beaches. So a little cooler there. By 9 p.m., we're in the lower 70s. And then shortly after midnight, we're dipping into the 60s. So a gorgeous evening on the way. The winds do turn to the north, and we do cool it down as we head into the weekend. I'll let you know what to expect then and for the beginning of fall as we go into next week. That's coming up a little bit later on.
Thank you, Bob. We appreciate it. Delaware State University will host a ribbon-cutting ceremony on September 22nd at 9 a.m. for the College of Agriculture, Science, and Technology, their new Agilent hub for agriculture, innovation, and extension. It's funded by Agilent Technologies, the USDA, and the state of Delaware. The facility will support agricultural research and partnership, and it is contributing nearly $9 million in equipment and scholarships. The event will include a tour, panel discussion, and networking opportunities. The Tidal Health Foundation has reached its $1 million goal for the Drive for Mobile Mammography campaign. The milestone was met on September 15th at a fundraiser hosted by Sandy and Palmer Gillis, where $86,300 was donated. The campaign began with an initial pledge of $125,000 from the Tidal Health team members during Breast Cancer Awareness Month. The mobile unit, funded entirely through the community support, will launch this fall, bringing breast cancer screenings to underserved areas. According to the town of Ocean City, Sunday is the last day on duty for Ocean City Beach Patrol. Before Sunday comes, Beach Patrol reminds you that their stands are currently further apart, so please find the nearest lifeguard, swim in front of them. Remember, keep your feet in the sand until a lifeguard is in the stand. Still no deal for TikTok after President Trump and Chinese leader Xi spoke on the phone this morning. This amid a controversy over censorship that Disney pulled Jimmy Kimmel off the air over a comment he made about Charlie Kirk. Melanie Zanona shows us this is amid that controversy, and we're going to take a look at that story now.
Still no lock on a deal for TikTok. After a call with the Chinese president, President Trump saying today that progress was made and that he appreciates the TikTok approval, but stopped short of announcing any kind of finalized deal. On Tuesday, the president giving TikTok a reprieve, allowing to operate in the United States until December, the latest of several extensions while trying to find an American owner. The ultimate fate of the popular app that gives millions a voice comes amid debate over free speech. And as the controversy over late-night host Jimmy Kimmel's suspension ripples across the country, the president suggesting media that he says are against him could lose their licenses.
They give me only bad publicity or press. I mean, they're getting a license. I would think maybe their license should be taken away.
Kimmel was suspended indefinitely over these comments he made on Monday.
The MAGA gang desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them and doing everything they can to score political points from it.
Kimmel supporters calling out ABC's parent company Disney, claiming the company caved to political pressure from the Trump administration.
The issue that arose here where lots and lots of people were upset was not a joke. It was not making fun or pillaring me or the administration or the president. It was appearing to directly mislead the American public about a significant fact.
Kimmel's late-night competition standing up for him.
I don't know what's going on, and no one does, but I do know Jimmy Kimmel, and he's a decent, funny, and loving guy, and I hope he comes back.
Here on Capitol Hill, lawmakers on both sides of the aisle expressing concern over the circumstances surrounding Kimmel's suspension and what that means for free speech. But Democrats going even further, calling it outright censorship. Melanie Zanona, NBC News, Washington.
Fellow communities had a ribbon-cutting ceremony this Thursday, what the first building in Easton Crossing has to offer.
Here's a live look into Laurel, 86 right now, feeling like summer with blue skies. And today we had a high temperature of 88. That was a couple degrees shy of the record high of 91. We're going to cool it down as we go into the weekend. I'll have your full forecast coming up.
There's salsa in the streets, skateboarding by the beach, and much more this weekend, so stay tuned for your cool things to do. This weekend has everything from skateboarding to salsa dancing, and we'll start with the latter as Georgetown hosts Festival Hispano downtown. It's on Sunday from 11 to 7 on North Race Street, celebrating Hispanic culture with food, live music, and community. This year marks the 31st edition of the festival. If you want to give back this weekend, you can join Captain Jack Sparrow and his pirate crew in Ocean Pines Sunday morning for the Marine Debris Plunder. It's a family-friendly cleanup with prizes for all the trash you haul in. Ocean City is rolling out the red carpet for skaters this weekend. The first class of the Mid-Atlantic Skateboard Hall of Fame gets inducted on Saturday. In Milford, it's the city's largest annual outdoor festival on Saturday, the Riverwalk Freedom Festival. Starts at 9 a.m. and goes all day long. There's going to be live music, a brew garden, and the annual Duck Dash, plus fireworks at dusk. And the Delaware Resort's Fall Home Expo is back this weekend at Cape Henlopen High School. There's going to be more than 80 home-related exhibitors under one roof. It's free and open to the public both Saturday and Sunday. And you can find event details, tickets, and more over on CoastTV.com. Just click on Cool Things to Do.
Only a few days left to summer, and it definitely felt like it today. Look at these temperatures, upper 80s in Georgetown and Salisbury, 88 in both of those locations, 84 in Cambridge, a little cooler at the beaches, 81 in Ocean City. We fell 3 degrees shy of a record high in Georgetown. The record high today was 91. This evening, mild, pleasant, temperatures in the 60s and 70s, and then the weekend is going to be a little cooler as we have a cold front sinking through. We're going to see a sunny start, but then more clouds as we go through the weekend with an onshore flow, and highs in the low to mid 70s, and it's still very warm out there right now. Mid to upper 80s inland areas with 70s at the coast. That's where the relief is. 77 Bethany Beach, 86 in Millsboro and Georgetown. And the dew point temperature starting to creep up. It's a little muggy out there ahead of a cold front, which feels like temperatures away from the coast in the 80s right now as the winter coming in out of the south, but they're going to shift with time, and we're going to start to cool down this weekend with 75 Saturday, 73 Sunday. Fall arrives feeling like fall, 76, and then it's back into the low 80s Tuesday and Wednesday. Nothing in the way of clouds right now, and really not expecting any fanfare, so to speak, with this cold front. We're seeing some clouds and showers back in Pennsylvania and the mountains of West Virginia. Otherwise, this front comes through. All we'll see is a wind shift as we go through the night as high pressure builds in, and a pretty good looking weekend on the way. Here's our muggy meter, and it will be comfortable more so into the weekend. And then as we go into next week, that humidity does start to increase. Looking good at the beaches, Fenwick Island and Ocean City, lower 70s tomorrow, a little cooler in lower 70s from Lewis on into Rehoboth. And as far as futurecasts this evening, cooling to the 70s. We'll see that cold front come through, wind shift to the north, temperatures falling into the 60s. A few clouds in the morning hours, and with a northeast breeze tomorrow, it's going to be cooler with highs only into the mid 70s. Clouds from time to time. Then those clouds increase as we go into Saturday night and Sunday morning. Not expecting rain as we are looking at mostly cloudy skies, and even cooler on Sunday with lower 70s. Once again, that muggy meter showing that humidity returning big time as we go into next week. And we're looking at the moisture increasing as we go into Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. That looks like our next best chance of seeing rain. Here's Tropical Storm Gabrielle starting to get organized now, but the good news is it's going to be a fish storm. It's going to miss us well to the east and maybe give us some higher waves as we go into next week. 63 tonight. Pleasant, 75 tomorrow, 73 on Sunday, partly cloudy and cool. And we're looking at your Paul Davis 7-day forecast. Fall arrives dry, 76, but then warmer, but then wetter Tuesday into the end of next week. And congratulations to Joe from Millsboro on winning a brand new umbrella from Paul Davis and Coast TV.
Thank you. On your screen now, pictures from the Fellow Communities ribbon cutting ceremony on Thursday for 407 Brooklets Avenue, the first building in the Easton Crossing. The 6.5-acre former Purdue site is going to include 117 homes. Now, 30% of those are affordable, plus commercial space, walking paths, and a fishing pond. The building will serve as the leasing hub and support other Fellow properties. Site work continues through 2026 with buildings 509 up next. Coming up tonight on DSN, your game of the night live at 7 p.m. Milford takes on Woodbridge in Friday Night Football. But before that, at 6 p.m., it's Down and Distance. At 6:30, Scoops and Scores. And after the game at 10:30, it's the Nittany Game Week, as well as at 11 p.m., Catching the Final Score. Along with that game of the night, here are your daily DSN Plus exclusives. It's all football starting at 6, Queen Anne's at Wycomico, Kent Island at Easton, and Cambridge, South Dorchester at Laurel. Then at 7, it is Lake Forest at Dover. And a beautiful display if you were up early enough this morning. What caused this celestial sight? On your screen are pictures of the moon, Venus, and Regulus lining up in the eastern sky around 4:30 before sunrise. The new moon is September 21st, the day Saturn reaches opposition, its closest and brightest point of the year. Now you'll see it rising in the east, peaking in the south around midnight, and setting west, shining like a bright star. And speaking of bright stars, we've got Bob coming up right after this.
Here's your Paul Davis 10-day forecast. Cooling down into the weekend, into the 70s. Fall starts dry and cool, but then increasing rain Tuesday through Friday.
Thank you, Bob, and thank you for joining us here on Coast TV. For more news, for more local weather, download our Coast TV News app. Inside Edition is up next, and we'll see you later tonight for Coast TV News at 6. Have a great evening.